Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. It's one of my first real videos on YouTube, so bear with me, but we'll see how it goes. Here in this channel, I'm going to be talking about one of my great loves, horror movies. Now, one of my favorite horror movies that's come out in the last 15 years or so is Cabin in the Woods. I love how meta this movie was and how it explained the stupid decisions made by characters in horror movies. And that's kind of like what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to rank kills in horror movies and give them a score of 1 nail in a coffin to 4 nails in a coffin. 1 death nail, that means a kill could easily have been avoided if not for a bad or stupid decision made by the victim. Like when they run upstairs instead of running out the front door. I'm going to rank 1 to 4. 4 death nails, that's the death where the victim fought back and at least tried to avoid being killed. Or the victim was killed by surprise and it was totally unavoidable with no real stupid decisions made. So I guess you can say more nails are better for the victim. I'm not going to count off-screen kills. We have to be able to see how the person died. And I'm going to avoid mass killings as well, like in the opening to the movie The Collection, which is brutal and awesome. I'm also going to try and steer away from supernatural kills like Fred Krueger or Pinhead. So let's get on to the death nails. What movie am I going to choose? Well, 1981's My Bloody Valentine. This movie goes out by request to a really dear friend of mine, Carlin Cook. He has a YouTube channel as well, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He does really well, in-depth movie reviews on horror movies. He helped me decide what to do with this channel, so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So I asked him what movie I should do. He said, My Bloody Valentine. So here we are. This early 1980s slasher really set the tone for slasher movies of the 80s. It's about a decade-old folk tale surrounding a deranged murderer who's killing those who celebrate Valentine's Day. Turns out to be true to legend when a group defies the killer's order to cancel all Valentine's Day plans. But people ignore that and they start turning up dead. The first kill takes place about 3 minutes into the movie. A young lady who's down in a mine with a late-night rendezvous with a partner starts to strip down. Now, her partner is the miner. He's admiring this heart tattoo on her breast. Well, he then pushes her back into a spike that was from his pickaxe that was sticking to the wall. This kill opens the movie. This first kill, I'm going to give 3 death nails in the coffin. She was down in the mine for some hanky-panky with no inclination of anything bad happening to her. The miner goes in for a brace and shoves her back through a spike that was on his pickaxe in the wall. The only way she could have really avoided being killed was not go down into a dirty mine for sex. So I gave her 3 nails. Our next kill happens at 13 minutes in. It was during a flashback that was going over kills made by Harry Warden, who is the legend. He was a victim of a mine collapse where he and other miners were trapped for about 6 weeks. He went nuts after eating the others to survive once he was rescued. 2 mining supervisors who Harry blamed for the accident were killed by him. Only one of them was on screen. You see Harry surprised the supervisor in his home and killed him with a pickaxe through the chest. I gave this kill 2 death nails. It was quick and the movie only showed the death blow, but I think if this man had any type of spatial awareness, he might have had a chance to at least try and avoid being killed. The next victim in this movie was Mabel. She's the older woman who works in the laundromat. She was putting up Valentine's Day decorations. This happens at about 19 minutes in. And the way she's found is one of my favorite body discoveries in a horror movie. She's stuffed into a dryer. Mabel gets a respectable 3 death nails, and I gave her 3 because at least she tried to get away from the miner as soon as she saw him. She was screaming, she was trying to push him away, and at least she tried, so I'm going to give her 3 nails. Her next kill doesn't happen until 38 minutes in. Happy the bartender. He has spent the whole movie yelling at the kids to be wary of Harry Warden and the death legend that he has. Well, the kids are still setting up a Valentine's Day party that the town has banned. So Harry thinks it would be interesting to play a prank on him. So he sets up like a dummy inside this small room to swing a pickaxe up. So he thinks it's real funny. He's laughing and everything. He keeps checking it and checking it. Well, poor Harry's getting 3 death nails because as he goes to check one final time, the miner is in that room and swings a pickaxe up through his face. Awesome kill, by the way. I'm going to give him 3 death nails because if Happy wasn't being an ass, he could have avoided being killed if he wasn't setting up this prank. The next person to die is Dave. This happens at 43 minutes in. Dave, I'm calling the hot dog guy, because as he's looking down into a boiling pot of hot dogs, gross. Again, he's staring down into this boiling pot of water, and the miner comes from behind and just shoves his head into it. Again, no real spatial awareness of anybody behind you. And when the miner grabbed him by the back of the head, he's just kind of like, hey, who are you? Didn't try and knock the pot away or turn the burner off or anything. He just kind of like almost looked like he let him stick his face in the water. Again, it was hot dog water. Gross. Pork Girl Sylvia is the next to go. She's down in the mine making out with her boyfriend, John. Her boyfriend stops for a second, goes up to get some beers, and she's attacked by the miner. The showers turn on, and mining equipment starts to fall down from the rafters where they're all tied up. She immediately thinks it's her boyfriend, John, just trying to scare her, so she's pretty unsuspecting. She's grabbed by the head of the miner, and she's surprised. So as he grabs her by the head, she's trying to smack his arms away, but then she just kind of stops, and her arms are hanging by her side, and she's just screaming. He picks her up, takes her head, and jams it through one of the shower nozzles, which pretty much are just these metal hoses coming out for nozzles, not a real shower nozzle. It's a sharp, little, thin thing. So she gets killed that way. I'm giving Sylvia 2 death nails because at least she tried to bat him away and scream and get somebody's attention and get a fight. This kill, by the way, was heavily cut down by the MPAA, and they cut a lot out of it. If you can catch the unedited kill of this part, it's really good. You should check it out. Our next kill is one of my favorite characters from the movie, Hollis. Hollis is killed down in the mine, and by this time in the movie, they know someone is down in the mine killing people, and they assume it's Harry Warden. Hollis is killed with what looks like a nail gun. He gets shot in the forehead with the nail. Good old boy Hollis gets 2 death nails, not including the one in his head. I think he should have been more alert to what was going on around him. He had no type of weapons, no type of anything to defend himself, knowing that there's a killer down there. The miner shows up, just puts his headlamp in his face, and he's kind of like, who is that? Who is that? And the miner just sneaks, to the side and bolts him in the head. There are a few more kills, but they're off screen. One guy, Howard, his body falls down up above from a ladder that Patty, Hollis's girlfriend, Sarah, who's the center of the love triangle between TJ and Alex, and TJ and Alex are climbing up the ladder. Howard's body falls down being hung, and his head pops off. It appears obviously he was already dead, but I think he deserved it because he ran off and left the girls down there by themselves. Not ranking this with nails, but it was just a fun kill to watch. Our final on-screen kill in My Bloody Valentine was poor Patty. She's trying to find her way out of the mine with Sarah, and as she turns around a corner, she gets a pickaxe in the gut. 3 death nails for Patty. I think she never should have gone down into a dangerous mine just to look around and do a tour when they were all told it's not safe down there. So, was that a dumb decision? Kinda. Did she deserve to die for it? No, but it avoids her from getting 4 death nails, so it's 3 for Patty. So, there we have it. Those are all the death nails I awarded for all the on-screen kills. Now, spoiler alert, the movie ends, if you haven't seen it, Alex, in the middle of the love triangle between Sarah and TJ, he's caught a collapse in a mine. He loses his arm. And the movie ends with him running off unarmed, laughing maniacally. This is a very fun early 80s slasher that deserves more attention in my opinion. So, that wraps it up. I want to say sincere thank you for watching this video. Please let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear what you think. Also, if you have any other recommendations of movies you think you would like me to cover, or what you thought about some of the kills, if you disagree with my rankings. A huge thank you to Carlin Cook, a good friend of mine who I made through YouTube, and Josh, the movie timelines guy. I really appreciate the support I get from these 2 guys, and I don't think I would be attempting this YouTube without Josh and Carlin. So please check those guys out. There we have it. I'm your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails. Thanks, everybody.